Good morning. It's been an exciting week. We had the second presidential debates between Trump and Kamala Harris. There's no question Kamala Harris came out better. However, Trump is the same old Trump, making people feel scared for their cats and dogs that are in their homes. That's really pathetic, thinking that an immigrant may come and eat your cats and dogs. One of my friends actually called me up and said, "Joyce, I got to get home in a hurry. I don't know if anyone's hanging around my house, and I got 2 cats there. Somebody's got to take care of them." Shame, shame, shame. And shame on our foreign policy. Nothing holds Trump back. He's still speaking with Putin. He's still making deals for himself on the side. And what about our foreign policy? He wouldn't say that he'd like Ukraine to win. Kamala said it. I want Ukraine to win. I want Ukraine to have the weapons that it needs to win. I don't think that we should be bullied by Putin anymore. It's enough he invaded Ukraine for no reason. Our foreign policy is a little old, and I think we need new blood that's willing to commit and say, "You're in trouble, you're my ally, I'm going to give you what you need to do the job." Lord knows, when Putin says to Iran, "You owe me," Iran gives them missiles. North Korea gives missiles. China gives missiles. And now Putin has expanded his sphere of influence. He's got Erdogan in Turkey and Orban, who's evidently Putin's and Trump's hero, in their pocket. I don't want that to happen. We need to be cultivating all our allies. And as far as I know, that's the rest of the globe. And we don't play with war. We make it as short as possible with as little loss of life as possible. I read that we've got contracts for defense that go out 10 years. Really? That's good for the guys who got the contracts. But for America and Americans, that's dreadful. We need to be able to go with the technology, and the technology is changing quickly. These drones don't cost that much, and oversight of the drones don't cost that much either. And with that, you've got eyes all over the terrain. No need for people to be out there and getting slaughtered. Not when you can have weapons and a centralized control overseeing all those weapons that are remote. That's the foreign policy we're going to have to go to, especially when you've got despots and authoritarians who want to be able to take over somebody's sovereign nation. And let's make it very clear about Israel. Israel did not attack Hamas. Hamas attacked and brutally murdered women, children, men. And as they raped women, they cut them up with blades and disfigured them all over. If you saw that with your wife, your sister, your daughter, how would you feel? Think about it. And then think, How are you going to get all those hostages back and end this dreadful war? This dreadful war in Israel that Iran is promoting through Hamas and Hezbollah. So let's try and get all our wars resolved. And let's make sure that the winners who should be winning, like Zelensky in Ukraine and the Israelis, they really win. And it's not right that there cannot be effective negotiations. Let's not have two parties who may want endless war destroy the lives of millions. I'm sure there's a way to put pressure on both Sinwar and Netanyahu and bring them both to the negotiating table. That's why you got allies. Israel needs them. We need them here. And let's talk about programs and policies. Both Kamala and Trump would raise tariffs and, God help us, make those tax cuts one way or another to the corporations permanent. We don't need corporations to be wealthier. We don't need to be doing antitrust only on tech companies. We need to be breaking up all the monopolies. 28%? So far, that sounds like a good number for corporations to pay. But then get rid of all the loopholes, because there are lots of corporations that don't even pay a penny into the Treasury. And let's look at not only capital gains, but derivatives. I've been saying it for years. Put a 6% tax on derivatives. They still have an 11% spread in most cases. Let the folks who are making the financial products make 5-6%, and the American government makes 5-6%. I know we can get $1 trillion right there without raising prices to the American people. That's the key. The higher the tariffs, the more products we import, the more Americans will pay for whatever goods and services they want. Tariffs are no freebies. It will cost us in the end. And what we need are good trade negotiations with everyone, so we all make a living. No, siree, I don't see lowering taxes on corporations. And I do want child care. Can't be just in the first year of the child's life. We're finding out that the first 1,000 days are important. If you really care about life, you gotta fund the mother who's having the child, the family, the first, second, and third years of life. And that's why you need child care services and good education for everyone. That's most important. And we want a power grid that works, that will lower emissions. Everything is doable. And I want to see all those programs that are going to make our lives better. Let's not talk in hyperboles. Oh, and wait, when you think about entrepreneurs, sure, you'd love to be able to deduct $50,000 in losses, but it would be far better to make sure that entrepreneurs can borrow money cheaply to support their businesses. Because in the beginning, when you're an entrepreneur, cash flow is really important. Revenue is really important. Establishing a business could take years. And people should be compensated and have a way to make money and revenue. It's not tax losses that us entrepreneurs need. It's revenue. And it's always been revenue. I know nobody wanted an unknown to be president, and I was made promises. Looks like it's not going to happen. But I do think to shake up both parties, we need an independent party with thinkers and scientists and technologists and people who understand today's world and don't want to bring us back to the bad old days. Thank you.